Let's talk about just the evolution of healthcare since you got into the space in the early 2000s. Talk about what it was like then and maybe some of the improvements and efficiency improvements that you've seen along the way and maybe where we could take it moving forward.
It's interesting you bring that up. It's actually done the opposite by every measurable statistic. Without getting too esoteric, I mean, when 2006 really was the beginning of kind of three phases that bring us to where we're at. The first was bringing digitization to your health record. Basically, doctors use computers now. In 2006, most of them still use paper if you look at the statistics. So that was kind of the first phase, and Epic was a big winner in that particular kind of time frame. And there were some regulatory incentives and reasons that kind of pushed that. And there's a whole debate healthcare is still having on whether that was a good or a bad thing the way that it was done. The phase after that was all about M&As for hospital provider organizations. So you have the Northwesterns, the Mayos of the world, the Sutters, all essentially buying up smaller healthcare offices and hospitals, just getting bigger. So first we introduced computers, which mean more time spent documenting into a computer. The nice thing is, as a patient, I now have a portable electronic record that more or less follows me where I go. And then the second phase was this economies of scale that everybody was essentially saying that they were going to get. Unfortunately, both of those, if you look at, again, any measurable report on the topic, has actually made healthcare more expensive and less efficient. So the third wave here is really twofold. It's looking to both automate and unbundle where care is provided. So this goes back to kind of what I talked about earlier. So unbundling where care is provided, this is, Tim, to your point, like making an appointment is labor intensive. They don't really seem to treat me like a customer all the time when I'm making these appointments. They kind of have this regulated environment where I have to go see them no matter what. There isn't really a whole lot of other alternatives when I say, want to go see a dermatologist and the wait is 6 months. It's just kind of a scenario I have to deal with because there aren't other alternatives. So you see people like CVS trying to introduce minute clinics, allowing patients to go in for a short menu of things, not maybe everything you do at a hospital. So that's the unbundling phase that's going on right now. This is trying to make it easier for all of us to go get care. People are recognizing that more access or easier access for patients means they're able to take better care of themselves. And in the long run, that's more cost effective. Think of it, it's just like your car. Getting your oil changed regularly is always going to be cheaper than waiting until the engine's smoking and you got to take it in. So people are trying to generally move that way. And the other pieces around automation. There's tons of startups, existing incumbent vendors are trying to do a bunch in this space. But that is essentially using AI, machine learning, computer vision, all these buzzword bingo type of techs. But the bottom line is it's very similar to what we have done and what we're going to continue to do, which is find areas where there are bottlenecks in healthcare and seek to automate that using computers while at the same time demonstrating equal or superior quality, right? Because the whole kind of premise behind any of this is, yes, everyone recognizes we want to make a change. We want access to be easier. We want to automate things, but we need to do it in a manner that doesn't make patient outcomes worse off in the long run, right? Because healthcare is a bit different than a lot of other industries in that health is essentially life. And so whenever you're dealing with this, it's not the same as making a trade-off like, I could ship this package and it could take 3 days or one. I'm going to spend a little less money. It's not the same as how fast you can get that order off of Amazon. We're actually talking about longevity, life here when you're making these choices. So there's an additional constraint every time you make a decision, and that's that making sure you're not harming the patient and you're producing at least as good of quality at a lower cost.